Hello and welcome back to Shamrock Fresh. I'm Chef Chris Casson, and today we brought you back down into the warehouse again, and we're going to take a look at a few different produce items. Now, not only are we going to highlight specialty produce today, but we're also going to look at a few items that we have on promotion. Let's go take a look at the table. So the first three items that we're going to look at here are items that Shamrock has running on promotion this next couple weeks. The first two being cut cantaloupe and honeydew. Now, what's nice about the pre-cut fruit is the fact that you're getting a consistent product, you're taking the knife out of the hand of the employee, and it also, if you look at it comparatively to a case of honeydew or cantaloupe, you'll find that there is some value to it with the finish yield that you'll get from cutting it in-house versus purchasing it already cut. Now, these come in 2 5-pound containers, and what's great about them is because of the packaging and the fact that it has these little reservoirs on the bottom, there is no purge or liquid in the container. So normally this fruit would be sitting in its own juice and therefore breaking down much quicker. And because of that, you'll see we've got them stamped on the individual containers, but we also have them stamped on the box. Now, this is a use by June 10th. Today is the 3rd, so that just tells me that we're sitting at least a week's shelf life on this product before it's going to break down. Another thing to point out here is that because this product is processed here in Colorado, all of our fresh cut fruit is Colorado proud. So you can label it on your menu as such and show that you are supporting the state by buying Colorado proud products. Now, the third item that we're going to look at that we're also promoting here at Shamrock for the next couple weeks are 5x6 tomatoes. And obviously tomato prices are just starting to come back down, which is nice. It's a good relief. You can see here that being 5x6s, these have a nice skin to them. They're not scarred up. It's not going to be a number 2 product. And if you're not familiar with what 5x6 or 5x5 means, you've got 6 tomatoes going across the box and 5 going across this way. So you're going to have 30 per layer, and typically these are a 2-layer tomato. So now you know by getting a 5x6, you're going to receive 60 tomatoes in this case. Now, moving on to some of the specialty items, fava beans are always a fun spring and going into summer item. And if you're not familiar with fava beans, typically they are going to be a little bit more work, but they are a great item to pair with, say, mushrooms or fresh tomatoes, sauteing them up. And the one thing that you're going to do is you're going to have your individual who's prepping peel the pod, and you're going to come with a bean like this. And then you're typically going to blanch these in boiling salted water for just 10, 20, 30 seconds until they start to, the outside starts to get a little darker green. You're going to shock them, and then you're going to have to peel them again, because what you're ultimately trying to get to is this nice green bean that's on the inside. And fava beans, unlike, say, a lima bean or something like that, is going to be a little bit more mild in flavor. And when you're sauteing these and putting them up on the plate, they've got great color that pops with whatever else you're pairing it with. Now, we have shown this pack in the past, but we're going to highlight it again because Babe Farms does a great job with a lot of our specialty salad blends. Now, this is our teen lettuce, and like I said, we've talked about this in the past. What teen lettuce is it's lettuce that is 10 days longer in the field than the baby head. So if you were receiving a baby head lettuce from us, it's typically going to be about, I don't know, 5 inches in diameter or in length, where this one's going to be more like 7 or 8 inches in total. Now, what this does is it actually gives you a little bit more yield as you break it down if you're making your own spring mix in-house or whatever the case may be. Or if you want to do a specific type of salad, there's typically 6 or 7 different heads or different varieties within the box. And what's nice is that they are whole head. Now, the bottom, yeah, it's starting to oxidize a little bit and get the rust, but you're going to be cutting this off, and by having it in a whole head format like this, you're going to get a better shelf life out of it. Now, the next item here we've also looked at a few times, and this is going to be our heirloom tomato pack. You can see this one's got great variety in the colors and the options. You've got some of the lighter yellows, the greens, the reds that look more like a traditional tomato, but also some of the deeper colors like the Brandywines. Now, what's great about the heirloom tomato is this is more like the traditional tomato. So if you're looking for something that has that flavor like a true tomato and not like a hothouse item, that's where the heirloom tomato would come into plate. Not only are you getting great color presentation on the plate for, say, a caprese salad, or if you wanted to make a fun gazpacho or something of that nature, but also you're getting that true tomato. Now this is a non-hybrid, which is why it is considered an heirloom. It's the original seed variety of the tomato as it first existed. Now, the last item we wanted to show, just because we had a short time where this product was not available, or it was going in through transition and they weren't able to get good quality product. Now these are pea tendrils or pea sprouts, and if you're familiar with the pea plant that you see growing in the gardens, this is usually the tips of what's growing off of the plant. And a lot of chefs like to use this either in sautéing or braising. Sometimes they'll incorporate it into their greens, or they'll snap the tops and use it as a garnish on top of, say, a seafood or a meat item. But it does have that nice mild pea flavor to it. It's a great garnish for something just a little bit different. And like I said, even if you're braising it or sautéing it, it's something a little bit different than, say, spinach or kale or your typical greens that you may see more often. So hopefully some good ideas. Spring and summer are on their way, and there's going to be a lot more specialty produce coming to Shamrock Foods. So get with your sales rep for a full listing, and we'll see you again next week. Shamrock Fresh.